Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you how to set up your driving position. In this video, I'll be going over the basics of setting up your seat, your steering wheel, and your mirrors in order to properly set up your position for driving safely and smoothly. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. First and foremost, I'm going to show you how to set up your seat. Now what you want to do, and I'll reset my seat, I'll just move it in sort of an off placement, okay? What you want to do is you want to start off by setting up your back, right? And you can change the order of this slightly, but as long as you do all of the steps, you should be good to go. So I like to start off by setting up my back position over here. So this is way too far back. You want to have your posture pretty much at an almost straight up angle. So you don't want it to be like this where you're literally sitting straight up. Okay, because that's not going to be as comfortable in the long run, but you also don't want it to be way back like that. You want it to just be an almost straight up position. This is a little too far up for me. Just like that. So as you can see, I have a slight angle with my upper body. The next thing that you want to do is you want to adjust the sliding of the seat. And like I said, this might be an electronic adjustment in your car, but in this car, it's a manual adjustment. But do whatever it takes to make the adjustments. So now you want to adjust the sliding position so that you can reach the pedals. So I'm going to slide this forward because I was way too far away from the pedals. What you want to do is you want to make sure that when you press the pedals down fully, that your leg is just slightly bent. You don't want to have your leg completely straight. You don't want to have your leg really bent, and you just want it to be slightly bent. So I'm going to press the brake pedal down all the way. Now I'm going to put my foot all the way behind the gas pedal to make sure I can touch sort of, the gas pedal fully down, and my leg is just slightly bent, right? So this is, in my opinion, the perfect position for the seat. So now, if there are extra things that you can do with your seat, you want to go ahead and do those things. Like for this seat, I can actually lower it like that, or I can raise it like that. So you want to make those extra adjustments. And if your seat has lumbar support, or if it can, you can get the bolstering on the side to sort of hug you a little bit more, you want to do whatever it takes to get very comfortable in that seat. Okay? Now we're moving forward to the steering wheel. With regards to the steering wheel, most of the time, the steering wheel is going to be able to be raised up higher, go lower, and then you're going to be able to telescope it towards you and away from you. So for this one, I can unlock it like this. And as you can see, I can go higher and lower, and then I can telescope it towards me and then away from me, okay? So what you want to do is you want to start off by dealing with the height. So right now, I'm going to raise it up until I can see all of the gauges. I can now see all of the gauges, and I can also see out from the windshield. You don't want the steering wheel to be blocking your view of the windshield or the road. So right now it's just going along the top of the gauge cluster, which allows me to see all of the gauges, all of the dashboard area, and also out of the windshield. Now I'm going to make sure for its distance from me that I can grab the wheel comfortably, okay? So I'm going to grab the wheel like this, and if I was driving, you want there to be a slight bend in your arm right here. So as you can see, this is actually the perfect distance away from me. If it was closer, there's too much of a bend here. It's sort of like I'm flexing, but I don't want to be constantly flexing as I'm driving, okay? So I'm going to push it further away, just like that, and a little bit closer, just slightly, just like that. As you can see, it's in the right height. I have that slight bend in my arm, so now I'm going to lock the steering wheel in position. Now, once again, grab the steering wheel, make sure that it feels comfortable, make sure you have that slight bend in your arm, and just make sure that, you can steer. Now, the car's not started, so I can't steer to the left and to the right, or I'm going to lock the wheel. But, when your car is started at a standstill, make sure that you can steer all the way to the left and all the way to the right, or just pretend that you're steering like this. Can you turn your hands around the wheel like this? Does it work perfectly when you're pretend steering? If it does, you're good to go. Now, at this point, you can make minor adjustments to your seat and your wheel together simultaneously to perfect it. Now, in my case, this is exactly where I want everything to be, but you want to make sure that it's perfected because you want to be comfortable while you drive, and you want it to be functional as well in terms of being able to see everything and control everything. For your headrest, you want to make sure that it's in a position where if you lean back, your head can touch it. Now, don't get me wrong, I've never seen anyone drive like this, but in terms of safety, being a restraint for your head and so forth, and making sure that if you ever have to put your head back, you're able to do that. It's just make sure that it's in the right position. But I really never use my headrest, to be honest with you. I never really put my head back there. But make sure that it's in the right position nonetheless. Last but not least, for your driving position, what you want to make sure that you do is you want to make sure that you set up your mirror. So I'm just going to mess up that mirror right there. Now I'll explain. There are 3 mirrors. You have your rear view mirror and your 2 side mirrors. Now for your rear view mirror, what you want to do is you want to adjust it so you can see out the rear windshield of the car. Make sure that it's nice and level, nice and straight, and it allows you to see out from the rear windshield of the car. Now you want to be in your optimal driving position. I've seen people where they're driving, and in order to see from the mirrors, they have to sort of move around. That's not what you want. You want your mirror, literally, be in your driving position, look in that mirror. Does it allow you to see directly out the rear windshield as much as possible? If the answer is yes, perfect. Don't adjust it anymore. Now for your side mirrors, what you want them to show you, and I'll explain this very briefly. I've done a whole other video on setting up your side mirrors, but I'll explain it briefly. What you want them to show you is just a little bit of the side of your car and then all down the side area of your car. So you want to see just a little bit of the side of the body of your car, right? You want to see just on the inside of the side mirrors. You want to see down sort of the body of your car, down the sides. But then for the rest of the mirror, you want to ensure that it actually shows you all down the side area of your car, meaning like the road beside your car and so forth. And that's basically it. In this video, I've told you how to set up your driving position. If you like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.